Hey guys, how's it going tonight? We are out here with a 24 Z650 Kawasaki at Tomah Area Powersport right there. Thanks to them again for getting us out here on one of their brand new machines. So we're going to go out and talk about this, do a quick ride review, talk about the brakes, the motor, torque, horsepower, suspension, all that kind of stuff. Is the seat comfortable, right? It's getting late here tonight, so we're going to go out and get a quick review in and talk about this machine. So we'll do a key turn quick, and then listen to the exhaust, stock exhaust, of course, on this, and then we will get out there and take a look at it. Oh, we've got the new 360 camera back there behind me, if you can see that. So we got an X3, and we're going to be getting some 360 shots of this for you guys. All right. Here is the key turn, and we're going to start it up here. Fire's right up, of course. Got 5 miles on her, so she's been on a test ride here already. Bike's already been warmed up as well because we already had this bike running. So here's that X360 I was talking about. All right. Got a 650cc motor. Parallel twin, 4 valves per cylinder. So we got 8 valves here. All right, let's give her a listen. Not bad for a stock exhaust, guys. It's kind of cool sounding. Some guys don't like the stock 650 exhaust sounds, but I think they're pretty cool. Okay, let's get out there and ride this machine. All right, guys, we are ready to go here on the 24 Z650. Getting the old Cortec winter gloves on because it is getting cold up here in Wisconsin. All right, swing a leg over without hitting the 360 pull would be amazing. Success. This machine is light as it comes off the center stand at just about 423 pounds, wet and ready to ride. We're out here at sunset, so we're gonna be it's gonna be cooling down. Get some first impressions in this guy for you here. And as usual, just thought I'd mention this since people ask sometimes. We got the flashing check engine light on. That's because this bike is brand new, and after someone purchases it and it gets its final setup and all that kind of stuff, then that light goes away. That's why that light is there. We got new brakes on the front here. They really hit right at the top. Very interesting. They're quite early in there, the way that the brake lever feel comes on right on top. All right, let's see what's going on. We got some traffic up here. We're going to take our usual route. All right, so these handlebars on the Z650 here, pretty comfortable. They're angled back at you a bit and up just a bit as well. And I'm used to handlebars on naked bikes being a little more forward, so like straight across. These are swept back a little bit. This is a little different. Not bad though. I like to ride on my right hand with the ice cream cone grip like this. So this is a little suboptimal for me. I like a straighter bar, but hey, that's just personal rider preference. Otherwise, they're pretty comfortable. As far as your seating position, we'll do the seating position here. You can be bolt upright if you like. You slide your butt forward here, and you are basically bolt upright, completely comfortable. And you can push your butt back a little bit like this, and you can lean forward, get a little crouch action if you so desire. And the seat is quite comfortable so far. Only been on it for a couple seconds, of course, just a couple minutes. And the seat feels pretty cushy. It's wide enough to house your entire butt, whereas some seats, like the Supermotos that I've got, they are pretty small, so they don't provide a lot of room for your butt. But this seat is plenty comfortable. So yeah, we should start with the ergos and such. So this one is pretty comfortable. Alright, we're going to head down to our normal area up here. Just kind of taking it easy here for the first couple miles. And we'll do our brake test as usual. Looks like we need to adjust our left mirror, and we'll do our mirror check as we normally do on the channel here. Looks like this mirror needs to be loosened here at the nut a bit and then retightened so it sticks out better. The mirror on the right here is adjusted just about properly, and you see a bit of your arm and your elbow as usual sport bikes. It's pretty normal. That's just how it is, but it's okay. I can see the cars behind me. Totally cool. The vibes in the mirrors are not bad, since this parallel twin is pretty smooth. It is not too vibey. And you can see some bikes, you know, like big singles and stuff, you got tons of vibes in your mirrors, and you basically can't see anything once you're going 50 or you're up high in the rev range, right? So that is not the case with this, which is very nice to see. All right, so we're coming up here to our first right. We'll do a little pull up here, testing the front brakes. Front brakes are pretty good. They got kind of a weird feel to them, but they're brand new. So we'll check the rear brake up here as well. Rear brake seems like it comes on pretty late compared to the front. And we got a guy behind us, but it don't matter. We're gonna... Ooh. Dude, she's got some power. That is not bad. We talk about the specs here. So we've got about 62 horsepower in this guy, in this parallel twin. And about just under 50 torque, so pound-feet of torque, about 48 I believe it is. Oh, we got junk on the road up here, we're going to avoid that. So yeah, we got about 48 pound-feet of torque and about, 62 or so horsepower, like we're saying. And the bike only weighs 420 pounds, about 423, wet and ready to ride. And yeah, that's excellent, right? So this makes for a really cool even if you could do a first bike on this. I mean, I think the Z400 is a bit safer for a brand new rider, but if you're feeling a little spicy, you could go for the Z650 and you can grow into it. Just be a little careful on the throttle there, but the motor is not it doesn't feel like it's scary at all, so it doesn't come on quick. Here, we'll go through this corner here in a second here. Hit this corner. Yeah, it's not... Yeah, the throttle's very, very, very smooth. Very, very smooth. We need to, through that corner, I felt like we need to scrub in these tires a bit, so we will go ahead and do that. Plus, the road's a bit cold due to the temps, so we'll go ahead and scrub these in a little bit. They do feel a bit new. But yeah, the motor is not scary. The throttle, the power doesn't come on and like scare your pants off or something. So pretty smooth. New rider can handle it, I would say. Especially if you've ridden anything before. If you've done dirt bikes or anything, you'd be totally fine on this. It's okay. Talk about suspension on these beat up roads here. The suspension is it feels pretty good. It's like a lot of manufacturers try to do. They try to straddle the line between sporty and comfortable, and this does it pretty well. It feels pretty good. We'll go straight up this hill up here. I would say it's similar to other middleweight naked bikes as far as the way the suspension feels. It's not fully adjustable or anything as far as I know. I'll correct myself in the comments or in a pop-up here if I'm wrong, but it is not fully adjustable. And just preload and such in the rear as per usual with this price point. And speaking of price points, you can get these for right around $8,000 to $8,500 depending on rebates, but Tomah Area Powersport has a lot of rebates going on right now. If you're coming in here at the end of 24, they've got tons of rebates in the 24s. This is 24. So yeah, there's tons and tons of rebates on these guys. So you can get these guys even cheaper. I mean, they're doing like $1,500, $1,500 off depending on the machine. So you should definitely, if you're in the area in Wisconsin here, you should definitely come and check out Tomah Area Powersport if you're looking for a deal on 24s. So, all right, we will get up here, get through a couple corners. We got some big sweepers coming up here, and we'll get to test how this machine feels on big sweepers with smooth pavement instead of this kind of beaten up pavement, right? We will do another brake check up here as well, and check the rear as we go through before we hit this corner. Looks like we got some trash on the road up here. No, nothing of significance. All right, so we're coming up here to a couple corners. We've got some leaves on the road. Check the rear brake. The rear brake isn't bad. It's of course not very powerful, but it has a little bit of play in it. Some brakes, like the 19 speed triple that I had, there's like nothing than full lock. This has a little bit of play, but it's not the best feeling rear brake I've ever felt. But it's not bad. Woo! Yeah, guys. This is pretty fun. This is more fun than I was expecting it to be. Because it's, it's a parallel twin and it's not a cross plane or things like that. But hey, here's some front brakes. Yeah, front brakes feel pretty good. I like how the front brake, I like how it comes on right away. It's not a Brembo. These are Nissans, I believe. But it comes on right away. It has like, the initial bike is, give her some crank. Yeah. The initial bite on the front brake is quite good. I am surprised. I wasn't expecting the initial bite on this machine to be kind of Brembo-like. It's not, I mean, it's not a Brembo, but it has that initial bite that I like. Some brakes, you'll press, and then it's there finally, and you gotta add a bunch of pressure before you actually get in stopping power. Not the case with this, so good job, Kawasaki, on that. Very nice. We're gonna get under, let's see, this bridge. Sometimes people try to come through and squeeze you out because it's a single lane bridge, but there is no one coming. All right, so we're going to go through a couple of these more turns up here. Looks like we got a car though, so we might not be able to hit it real hard, but maybe we can do it on the way back. The tires on this are Dunlop Roadsport 2s, I believe. Yes. And they are brand new. So now I can feel they're starting to get heated up and scrubbed in a bit. But that first corner we took was kind of sketchy because the road's a bit cold tonight. It's probably like 55 degrees, and the tires are what, they've got maybe 10 miles on them or something like that. So yeah, you got to get them warmed up, scrubbed in a bit. And we're gonna pull our little U-turn here and see what it feels like to do a U-turn. See if we got time. I think we do. So no one behind us. We're gonna go ahead and pull our U-turn. Yeah, she's really easy to maneuver at low speeds. Super easy to maneuver. Very nice. Yeah, tires feel good now. Man, it's just such a smooth motor. Yeah, you can get moving around the seat. Feels pretty good. Looks like we've got a little wind catching into the hang tag here. Probably should have pulled that off before we came out for the ride. Let's see. This is 6th gear, and we're cruising at about 60. We're at about 4,500 RPMs. Very smooth. The mirrors are smooth, and the bike, it feels good at this speed. It likes being at this speed. So this would be the speed you're cruising at in like a highway. Obviously, it's not freeway speed. But you're cruising the speed in the highway. Feels good. Very planted. The vibes, there's really not much vibes. The most vibes, oddly enough, are on the pegs, but it's not buzzy. At least not at that speed at all. It's just not. I was expecting a little more buzz out of this parallel twin, because some people say they're a bit buzzy, but not so. At least at 60 and 6th, it is not buzzy. It feels quite good, actually. Okay, we will hit these 2 corners up here. We're starting to lose some daylight here, so we gotta get her back to the dealership. around the seat, feels pretty good. Not doing anything crazy, of course, because it's a new machine and not my machine. Well, you know, this thing is pretty fun, you guys. And it's like, it feels pretty compact too. So like the rider triangle here, since the bars are swept back, it's pretty compact feeling. I think it's a little more compact than I was expecting, to be honest with you guys. It's and it's not uncomfortable. It would be good for a smaller person though too, I would say. It just feels, woo, it's got some top end. It has got some top end too. Excellent, not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah. Man, I could have some fun on this, guys. I could have some fun on this. Now, I just got off my Deere Z400 on the ride here, so of course my power, my feeling of power is a bit skewed since that is such a low horsepower motor. If I would have ridden the street triple here or something, then I probably would have been a little more, oh, this thing is slow, you know. But I'm coming from that, like, you know, just rode the DRZ perspective. But hey, this thing's got plenty of power for the road. But the more I ride, the more I realize that, like, it's not all about just power, right? It's about, are you enjoying, is the machine fun to ride? Are you having a good time? And like, do you want to ride it? Do you like how it looks, right? Do you have a good time on it? That's what the machine is about. If you're buying this, or if you're buying a machine for fun, that is. Now, if you're buying it for basic transportation, that's a completely different argument. Then you look at miles per gallon and practicality and all that kind of stuff. This is a pretty practical machine, though. As far as, you know, these things, these parallel twins and these Kawasaki's are basically, you know, stone reliable. They're they're known to be, you know, battle tested, and they're super reliable. So if you're talking about a day-to-day commuter kind of bike, you could use this for a commuter bike perfectly fine. As far as comfort goes, your legs are a little bit tucked up, so it's not like your legs aren't going to be like, say you're riding a supermoto or something, and your legs are like, you know, like down here or something like that. These are tucked up a bit, but they're not total rear sets like a true sport bike or something, where you'd be just totally tucked up and back. It's not like riding a ZX6R or something like that, right? It's a little lower than that, and the bars, your back position here is very, very, very comfortable. So you could definitely commute on this. It'd be totally acceptable commute, and you'd feel good doing it. And the gas mileage in these is you know, quite good for that as well. But also then you can take this out to the back roads and have some fun on the weekends, and this is totally a good platform for that too. Because as I went through those corners back there, the suspension, I didn't feel it wallow or anything. I wasn't cornering hard, of course, so if you corner hard on these on broken up pavement, you might get a little that kind of wallowy feeling. But it was not, I did not experience that in this ride. I know some people, you know, say that and stuff, but I did not experience that in this ride because we aren't hitting it really hard enough to do that. But on cornering on that smooth pavement back there on ET, felt really, really good. And there was just no suspension issues at all there for me. And of course, it depends on your weight and all that kind of stuff too. Well, let's get some final thoughts on this guy here as we head back towards the dealership. As we usually do, who's this for? Well, could this be for a beginner? I would say yes, you could. It's a bit spicy. It's a bit spicy. So if you're a true beginner and this is your first bike right out of the MSF, well, hopefully you do take the MSF, and you got yourself a good helmet, a pair of boots and gloves. But if this is your first bike, I think that you could do it. Just be careful with the right hand. You got to develop that throttle control. But this bike is not going to scare you off the line and such unless you totally whiskey throttle it and you dump the clutch. Well, then any bike's going to scare you, even an R3. But yeah, just got to be careful with it. I think the beginner could probably handle this. You know, got to respect it as you would anything else, just a little more than the Z400, something like that. As far as commuting, absolutely, you can commute on this bike. The reliability, you ride this thing forever, right? This thing's gonna last longer than you probably want to ride it, right? I mean, it's just gonna last forever before you know, you'll probably sell it before anything happens with the motor on these things. super reliable, get parts basically everywhere as far as I know. And yeah, it's just it's one of those things that you can enjoy for a long time and you can grow into, and it's not going to break your bank with repairs and maintenance and all that kind of stuff. So I think that also it's a cool back roads burner too. Like, you can go hit some twisties and stuff on the weekends, or you know, after work on the way home, take the long way home. I think you'd have a blast with it on that. The brakes feel good, like I said. The front brake, it comes on quite quickly at the top, which I like personally. Maybe for a beginner it's not great, maybe you want a little more play, but I love that feel. The rear brake's okay, not fantastic. The suspension on this beaten up pavement, totally fine. Here we hit a big bump here. Oh yeah, it's a big bump there, but it's not bad. It holds up just fine. It absorbed it, and it's not super stiff like a true sport bike, and it's not a total comfort cushion like a big sport tour or something like that. It's in between, and as it should be. It's a middleweight naked bike, right? So I think the suspension's pretty good. The motor is very tractable, very usable. It's not going to scare you, right? You're going to it still has a little bit of a hit in the top end, but it's extremely linear power delivery on this, from what I can tell from my short ride, of course. And this is right in the market. This is like right in my sweet spot, like middleweight naked bikes. That's like my jam. And I think this bike is a nice offering from Kawasaki. Like, it's you can have a lot of fun on this. I really do think, and especially for the price, you could probably find one of these 24s. Well, you could find one here, the one I'm riding. If you get an ABS or non-ABS, it affects the price by about $500, but they got a lot of rebates right now, guys. So you can get these guys around $8 grand or less for a brand new machine, right? And yeah, with a warranty and everything, it's good stuff. And I mean, there's a lot of competition in this space. Don't get me wrong, but I think this would be a great option if you're looking for something in this 650 middleweight space. Of course, you know, we've got the MT-07 and things like that too to look at, but I think the suspension is better on this than on the MT-07. But we're going to go inside and do an outro on this machine. Hey guys, we're back here at Tomah Area Powersport. We're just closing up. They're closing up for the night, so I'm just doing my outro out here, put the bike away and such. And yeah, I think that 650 is really fun. It's a man, for the price. I mean, yeah, you've got your MT-07, other competitors and things like that. I like the suspension of the Z650 better, personally. The MT-07 that I had, it was a 21. The suspension is very squishy, and I think for that to be a serious motorcycle, you'd have to do some work on the suspension. Yeah, the MT-07 is a cool machine, but I think that to really get it going to where it needs to be, it would need some suspension work and upgrades. The Z650 I really enjoyed. I liked how it felt. I liked the smoothness of the motor. I love the front brakes are good. And the seating position is a little tight, right? If you're a big guy, if you're over 6 foot, 6'2" or 3, I think it'd be a little tight for you. But I'm about 5'10" with like a 32-inch inseam, so pretty normal and pretty average size, right, for an American dude. And for me, it's perfectly fine. If you were a smaller person, it'd be really nice too, because you'd have a little more room, and your legs are really not too tucked up. They're pretty nice. That rider triangle is pretty good. I think you could commute on that and do pretty well and be pretty comfortable on that machine. So yeah, and make sure you check out Tomah Area Powersport's website, and they have a Facebook and a YouTube channel as well with some content on it. And I'll put a link to those things in the description down here. And we will continue doing a few more rides here with them before the end of the year, before we start getting snow up here in Wisconsin. We can't ride anymore, right? So yeah, we'll see what's coming up next here. I'm not sure what we're doing next. Maybe we'll do a like a Z400 or something like that, or Ninja 400. We'll see. They got a ZX 4R in there too. So yeah, we will see you guys in the next one. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and we'll continue growing the channel here. And thanks for subscribing, everybody who has. We've been growing consistently, and also we got our 1,000 subscriber special coming up, which is going to be the Gen 1 Hayabusa versus the ZX14R, and that was a cool video to shoot with a friend of mine, with Alan, and we're gonna release that as our 1,000 subscriber special. When we cross 1,000 subscribers, that will be the next video, or so should be coming out. That was a lot of fun. I've been looking at the footage of that. That's going to be a cool video. So make sure you subscribe, and that will come out even sooner, right? All right, you guys. So thanks for watching again. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you in the comment section. We'll see you in the comment section. Goodbye, everybody.